Hello and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you on tonight's show, especially as we are joined by some of the Dance on Ice cast. Here is Anton and Anette. Anette and Anton, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. I wanted to get you on the show because I came down to see you guys and I was just like, sorry, we need to talk about this. Incredible. Anton, let's come to you. How's it going so far for you in 3 words?
Unbelievable. I'm really, really enjoying it. Annette's a great teacher.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a good partner.
Yeah, it's a nice partnership, I can see. And that's really important, isn't it? Because you've got to trust each other.
Yeah, especially when I'm lifting her above my head. You know, someone who only started skating properly 3.5 months ago to be able to lift another human above your head, she has to trust me, and I've got to trust myself.
Yeah. I was going to say, was there a point in your childhood where you went ice skating and you were quite good at it?
I went ice skating in like the 6 weeks holidays. We used to go to Streatham Ice Rink, but it was only like two times in the whole 6 weeks holidays that we would actually do it. But it wasn't skating like you see us skating now. It was like you get on there and you muck about, try to go as fast as you can. Postures all over the place. Probably why my posture I get spoken about so much now on the show.
It's because you're tall, aren't you? In real life, he's really tall. And it's hard for tall people because my mum's always like, straight back, come on.
Yeah.
I find it very, very hard. And although Annette being small helps me in terms of lifting, and she's great because she can lift herself, which helps me a lot as well. The height difference for my posture is probably the reason why I come down to Annette with my top half rather than bending my knees.
Yeah.
You know, and bending my knees to come down to bring Annette to me, I find it so hard.
I mean, it's one thing doing it in real life, but to actually do it on the ice, I mean, obviously you trained your whole life in that, but is it hard trying to teach it as well? Because obviously you're an amazing skater, but I know I used to be a dance teacher, so it's one thing dancing, but actually to teach it is a real skill, isn't it?
Well, it's not hard to teach it. It's more, you know, there's a difference when you teach a child on the ice or already an adult, because the kids, they just go and they do it on the ice. They're not afraid. No fear, yeah. And an adult, I can see in this TV show how difficult figure skating actually is. I don't see it by myself because I do it. I started when I was 2.5 years old.
Really?
First steps on the ice. For me, it's like walking on the street. But when I see an adult who steps the first time on the ice, I can see how difficult it is. And like he says, you don't normally bend your knees all the time, or when you need to pick up something, you're bending your up body, but you don't bend your knees. And you know, it's
It's, honestly, I went skating at Winter Wonderland at Christmas. Like I could just about get round size with my hand. Like that's the level. So just even to like glide on there without doing the lifts, you know, it's just incredible. So we'll take our hats off to them. We're going to go into the first song, Begging, which was your song that you did on your first week, wasn't it? What was the nerves like for you, Anton? When they called your name, did you just, like, can you remember that moment?
Yeah, I mean, it was a build-up throughout the whole week. Every day, the nerves levels took a step up for me. But what was actually getting to me is that everyone was expecting me to just be okay. Because I played football, like everyone behind the scenes were going, oh, you'll be fine. You've played football in front of 60,000 people. You'll be fine. You don't have to deal with it. But what I was saying to everyone was, I never stepped on the football pitch nervous. My nerves came before.
Oh.
And I never actually stepped on the football pitch and was nervous. Once I stepped on the football pitch, my nerves went. Whereas for that show and for all of the shows, I stepped onto the ice nervous, and I come through the tunnel nervous, you know. So it was as hard for me as it was for everybody else.
Yeah, my goodness. Well, we will see you on the other side of this. Now, sort of talk us through how it all started then. So, Anton, did you, for the audition for it, what did you have to do? Because we don't know at home.
First had an interview with the execs, where they asked me about me personally and stuff, and if I was to do it, why would I want to do it? Which is, I've been very open in speaking about my kids, especially my daughter.
Yeah, she loves performing arts.
Yeah, she loves performing arts. And then after that, I got through to the next round, which was a practical audition. And that's where I met.
Did you sort of lie a bit and go, yeah, I'm really good?
No, I was honest. I was honest. I was very, very honest.
Probably best.
And that's when I first met my first coach.
Right.
Before I met Annette, whose name's Rob, who without him, I wouldn't have had the basics to even have met Annette. And I met him that day, and he gave me some basic training just to see if I could take on information, if he could see that I could improve quickly. And after that, I got the call to say, that I'd got it.
And then you were like, this is actually real, I've got to do it.
Yeah, and exactly that. But even then, I was contemplating whether to do it, because it's the fear that you have stepping on the ice is crazy. But then I went home and I spoke to my daughter, and I spoke to my family, and I spoke to my kids, and I said to my daughter, I said, like, they've asked me to do it, and her face.
Yeah.
You know, I just knew that I couldn't say no to her, to Dancing on Ice. The adulation, the smile, the way, like it just lifted her. That was the day I knew I better get my act together, tune in mentally, and be ready for when I've got to go to training.
Yeah, and does she do dancing, does she?
Yeah, she loves performing arts.
Oh, lovely,
My twin sisters, my sisters that are twins, they're in West End. One of them's in Hamilton, and one of them's just come off of a world tour with Romeo and Juliet, the ballet.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah, so...
That's the level.
Yeah, so this is why they're always on to me about my posture. It makes it even worse for me.
Come on.
But my daughter looks up to them so much.
Yeah.
You know, like I had Rio to look up to, she has my sisters to look up to, which I know how important that is. You know, and for her to see her dad on the ice performing and seeing her face, you know, it's nothing better than there's nothing better than that. But also, I always talk about my daughter, my eldest son, who plays football. I also done it for him and the players that I mentor here at New Era Global Sports Management, which is my football agency that looked after me when I played football. I do a lot of mentoring here, and I'm very big on being outside your comfort zone and embracing being outside your comfort zone.
I need to do that more.
You know, but it's a
you
really
have to,
big,
don't you? You need to
it's a big quality to have.
Totally.
If you can do it, because life's never plain sailing. It's up and down, and at times you're going to be out of your comfort zone. It's the same with your footballing career as I know it. There's so many ups and downs, so many highs and lows, and sometimes you have to go outside your comfort zone to get another tool in a toolbox that you might need further down the line. And I'm very, very big on it, and I talk about it a lot when I'm mentoring or whether I'm parenting with my kids. But now, the players that I mentor, my kids, they have a visual that to see, okay, Anton or my dad, he talks about it, but he's also showing us how to deal with it, which is to just work as hard as possible and try and make that uncomfortable situation feel as comfortable as possible, as quick as possible.
Yes, inspired, I like it. And Annette, you were on the German version of Dancing on Ice, is that right?
Yes, I was on
what
the
was
German
that like
one
compared
time.
to the English one?
You know, the English one, it's bigger. Everybody in the skating world knows the English version of Dancing on Ice. It's one of the biggest. The German version is not happening anymore, unfortunately. But I was there once. I finished second with my celebrity partner. It was very nice. But there's a difference of, for example, the team. The team in the UK, Dancing on Ice, is so big. You get everything done, from hair and makeup, even your nails, and the beautiful costume. It was also in Germany, but here it's so professional made, you know. And what is also good in the UK version that, for example, I got Anton, when I stepped the first time on the ice and I met Anton on the ice, like he says, he already had the basics. And in Germany, you get the celebrity from zero. So you teach him everything from zero.
Oh, literally,
yes,
like,
yeah, it's
right.
hard work. So here it's a little bit easier because Anton knew the basics. And I said, oh, okay, he's quite good already.
I knew them. I weren't good at them, but I knew them. I knew the basics.
Well, we're going to go into Madonna, Like a Prayer, which I know you skated to. Is it Movie Week? Wasn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Was that a good memory for you?
That week has probably been the most enjoyable week for me.
Yes, fun.
Yeah, it was very, very fun. Having to learn how to dive through a screen was fantastic.
That's a skill.
Yeah, and do you know what made me laugh? I hadn't seen it when I was learning how to do that, but when we was on the practice ice, and I saw the VT and the rushes back, watching the show. Every time Annette was pushing me round to go through when I was learning, before the screen was there and I was having to jump onto the crash mat, she was pushing me and going, like she was worried about it. I was like,
his head.
I was like,
I pushed in full power and I was like, oh, he's
survived.
It was crazy. But that routine, again, from Dan and Karen, was unbelievable. Very, very hard, but very progressive, fast, and was able to try and tell a story. The story of Wolverine and Deadpool through our skating, you know, and I like to think we've done that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see you after this. So we're going to go into some of our questions from some of our lovely viewers. So Andrea says, this one's for you, Annette. What is the funniest thing that has ever happened on the ice, off the ice? You want to know all the goss?
So actually, I don't know, but skating with Anton is already very funny. We have many funny moments. We're laughing a lot on the ice. But I remember actually two things. The one thing is when we met the first time and he teaches me what you say for the West Ham team.
Oh.
And I couldn't say it. It was common your irons, right?
Yes.
Now I'm saying it right, but it was like 10 times in front of the camera and he tried to tell me how to say it, and I could see his face. He was like, oh my god, who is this girl? She can't talk. He tried to be still gentle and, you know, but I could feel a little bit, she can't say it. Come on, your hands. It's not so difficult, Annette. Just say it.
Do you know what it was? It was, if you continue to say it wrong, we can't put this out because the West Ham fans will be thinking, what's going on here?
I remember because I started to feel awkward. I said, just say it, Annette. Come on, do it for him.
And Leanne says, Anton, this one's for you. What is your ritual before you go on the ice, on stage? On the ice, that's what I meant.
Yes. I have to do my boots up about 20 times, redo them.
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because are they too tight or?
No, they get too loose. In fact, like when you walk off the ice, it's almost like my knees must bend more when I'm off the ice because they loosen so quickly. Like just from my dressing room to the ice, after doing them up tightly, they feel too loose for me to step on the ice, you know, and so I have to do them up again when I get there. We have the same route. I like the same warm up every day. The slaloms, the lemons. This is skating jargon.
I know.
Guys, you know.
I'm impressed.
You know, and doing left rights with straight legs.
Even if I change it and I said, okay, let's do now left rights before the lemons. He said, no.
Next
should be lemons, Annette, lemons.
Yeah, I like routine. I like things to be done a certain way.
Because you've got that ice skating rink outside, haven't you, before you come in? So when you're sat in the audience, you can sometimes hear what's going on out there. So are you properly practicing out there or just sort of marking it?
Warming up. Like you don't, we never run a full routine in the warm-up before we come out. We just do bits.
I get concerned about the eating. I'd be like, when are you going to have your little snack beforehand or your swig of Lucozade? You allowed?
As long as I feel hydrated, I'm okay.
There's snacks everywhere, right?
Yeah, there's snacks everywhere.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm not really
good to know.
I'm not really a snacker though. I'm not really a snacker.
No, that's good, Anton.
Me, yes, but him, no.
No, I'm more like, I'll always have my big bottle of water.
Right.
I'll have water always around me.
And he's asking me always, where's my bottle of water?
Yeah, I might be doing that. I might not know where it is, but I always want it near.
Brilliant. We've got all the gossip here, haven't we? We're going to go into your song that you picked. I know it was in honour of your mum and also about your childhood. You grew up in Peckham, wasn't it? So it was a beautiful moment for you.
Yeah, it was. And my family, especially my wife, said to me, why are you doing it to yourself? Why would you pick your mum's song that you carried a wicker basket, into the church and out of the church before you went to bed? Why would you pick that song knowing you and how it affects you and how emotional you get around it? I've only been able to listen to the song over the last 2 years. My mum passed away 7 years ago. So only the last 2 years I've really been able to listen to that song. But she was like, why are you wanting to do this to yourself? But I just knew I had to,
right.
You know, and I'd feel worse if I didn't do it, because now that tribute is there forever.
Yeah.
You know, and that tribute will be there long after I'm gone, and it can be shown to my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, which also extends her legacy throughout the family. And I think it was more that was the reason why I wanted to do it more than anything. And that for me, 100%, although the Wolverine one was an enjoyable skate and probably the most enjoyable skate, that one was the hardest emotionally, physically, like really, really emotional. And again, throughout the whole week, it wasn't just the day that we skated, the whole week was very, very emotional. If you watch the VT, you know, it was very, very hard. And I said to Annette afterwards, like, because they didn't play my VT, they played it visually, but the audio was taken off in the studio. And the execs came to me before the show and said, Anton, we're not going to play your audio of the VT in the studio. And I was like, no, just play it. Like, I want everyone to hear it. Just play it. And I was like, Anton, we're not asking you, we're telling you.
Right.
Because you're on the ice, it's dangerous. You're doing a big lift in this, and we don't want you to start the routine off emotionally when you've got to do all that stuff in your routine.
Totally.
Which I was like, okay, no problem, I get it. When we started the routine, my legs, it was almost like all the emotion and all of the sentimental value of everything went from my head into my legs. Like my legs were like jelly. I said to Annette afterwards, I don't know how I got through that.
No.
You know, but one thing I want to say, because it hasn't been said, I didn't say it on any of the VTs after. I explained to Annette through the week about a story that my mum, before she died, she spoke about to my kids and her grandchildren, saying, when you can't see me, I'll always be in your heart, but when you can't see me, of a night time, go outside and the brightest star will be me, and I'll always follow you wherever you'll be. And I kid you not, Annette come to me before the start of the show. I was in my room. She come to me and she went, Anton, before you go into the studio, I'm going to the studio now, but before you come into the studio, when you get to the stairs, turn around and look up. I went there. I was thinking, like, what's she talking about? Like, so I went out of my trailer, went up to the stairs. I turned around. There was the moon and just one bright star. Just one.
Anton,
and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, and although I said to you I had jelly legs and stuff, that sign for me, I knew.
Yeah.
I knew like I was gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Just off the back of that sign.
Totally did. Yeah.
And it was like an unbelievable moment for me. So thank you, Annette, for because I was so
no,
like
you
ingrained.
did incredibly well.
I was so ingrained in doing that performance because there was a lot of pressure on that performance because as you hear in the VT, my mum deserves a perfect performance. So there was a lot of pressure on and on Annette. Like, remember, Annette's the pro skater. And one thing I want to say, this isn't just this whole thing that we've been involved in Dancing on Ice. Yes, people look at the person that's the celebrity, but this has really much been a team. Like, it's as much about Annette as it is for me. Like, I don't like to be like the one that's like, oh, it's about you, Anton. No, it's about us.
It's teamwork, isn't it?
Teamwork,
and I can see with you two how well you get on. It's lovely.
And that's a big thing. And I remember saying to Annette through that week, I know you're going to find this hard because you don't want to mess up something that's so dear to me. But allow me to take that pressure. You just go and skate. Allow me to take that pressure. Let me deal with that pressure of it needs to be perfect, but let me take that pressure on because I should do. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's important to say that because as much as people might look at the celebrities, we've got to remember this is their field and this is what they do for a living. So it's as much Anette's show as my show because we're stepping into their world and I represent Anette in her sport. Yeah. So I don't want to be the one that's like, Anette was great, but her partner wasn't the best. I don't want it to be the case because she's a teacher.
I think it shows what a good partnership you are, and I think it can't last if it's not. So I think you guys are incredible, and you did an incredible job, Anton. And
thank you.
Thank you.
I'm be so proud.
And
so
for me, it was it was really an honor to skate on the music that he chose me to skate together with him. So big honor.
Yeah, we're going to play out the song right now.
No, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes.
Okay, we have got a quick fire question round for you guys. So here we go. Who has the best taste in music?
Anton.
He's like, I'm having that one, definitely.
I let it for him. It's okay for me.
Who eats the most after the live show?
Anton.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I save it when I'm home. I'm eating at home.
Yeah, she's at home like that.
No, do you know, I say that because she always says to me, Anton, you've got to lift me in a week, so I'm okay. You've got to lift me, so I'm okay.
Who has the messiest changing room?
Anton.
I thought you said you were organised.
I am organised.
Oh, but not with the changing room.
Do you know what?
No.
Actually, yours is actually.
Why mine?
You've got more stuff in.
I have a lot of stuff
Organic
in,
things,
but no,
isn't it?
really, your clothes. Your clothes.
Yeah, but they're folded.
Oh,
No, they're not.
Yes,
they are.
Not. You can't even find your stuff.
My gym stuff is on the thing, but my actual clothes that I wear there is folded or hung up.
You tell him that.
Next time I will tell him.
Yeah. Who gets the most nervous before the live shows? Oh.
Anton.
But it's getting better, the nerves, or not?
No, they're still there.
They're still there.
They're still there.
Yeah, pressure's on. But you're doing well.
Thank you.
It's a mindset, isn't it?
100%.
But I have to say, I'm also nervous.
Really?
Yeah, for him.
Let's see, for me, not for herself.
Also for myself.
Also
for myself, but because I want him to do good. So I'm also.
It's goodness.
It's goodness.
Who is the most competitive?
Maybe me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, there.
Yes.
No, also Anton. You also.
We're both competitive. I think.
True. Sport people.
Look at. And who's got the best party trick?
Anette.
You got some moves, Annette.
Yeah.
Were you a gymnast as well?
No, but my dad.
Your dad?
My dad
really?
did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's where you get it from.
Yeah.
Do you know, I could just about do splits now, but that's only if I've had a Prosecco, and then I'm like, oh, my hamstring's gone, it's no good anymore. We're going to go into Ricky Martin, because we know you love a shimmy, Anton.
Not a good one.
Did you, because I know when I used to teach dancing, we used to make people stand with their back against the wall and go like that. Is that how you taught him? No.
She didn't do that. Maybe we should.
Maybe you should.
Maybe we should do that. We should just do that just to try and sort my posture out.
We're going to do shimmy lessons with Anton. We'll see after this. Now, Anton, we're going to play a music video that you were in.
Yeah.
Talk us through this.
It's when I was young.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
The good old days.
Playing for West Ham. Looked very different to what I look like now.
No hair?
For sure. Yeah, no hair. It was T2, Heartbroken.
Right.
And I remember I was sitting in a bar. I was just waiting. And that's all I really done in it. I think Michael Richards was in it as well. He was driving his Range Rover in it and picking up T2, I think. But I was in the actual nightclub. You know, it is a bang of a tune, by the way. So,
it is. I've listened to it.
So like... when you're like, if you're in a music video, it helps being in a good song.
Yes.
You know, and people really like the song. But if you ask me, would I do that now? Probably not.
Well, anyway, we're going to play it out on the show. But before you go, we just want to know why we should vote for you, because we're behind you, but Anette, we're going to come to you first. To the camera, here we go.
Why voting for us? I think because Anton and I, we are a great team. I teach him a little bit how to skate, and I think he loves skating now, so I'm very proud of myself. It's very important for me that he enjoys the journey. And I think he can make it really far. My goal is into the final.
Yes, definitely.
I think for me, with us, what you see is what you get. You know, we leave everything out on the ice. Not just on the Sunday, but every single day that we're on the ice, we work as hard as possible. And Anette deserves to be in the final for the way that she's coached, the way that she's coached me, the way that she's been so supportive for me on the ice. I think I said to her the first time that I spoke to her, when we met at West Ham's training ground at Chadwell Leaf, that I said I need somebody who's hard on me, someone who's going to tell me it straight. Anton, that's rubbish, you need to do it like this. And she's been all of that, which has helped me to improve quicker than I probably would have done.
Yeah.
So just through that, and she said, this is Annette's world. And I just I want people to see how good she is as a coach through me. So I think Anette deserves to be in the final.
So, and what's so lovely about meeting you in person is that it feels so genuine and real, and it's a gorgeous relationship on the ice, and you're lovely people.
Thank you.
We want everyone at home to get behind Anton and Anette. How do we do it?
You got to vote.
Yes,
you get,
a lot of times.
Yeah, and you get, it's I think a 7-minute window. Once everybody's skated, you get a 7-minute window.
Okay.
You get 5 votes, 3 by the way. But yeah, we'd absolutely appreciate it if you'd vote for us to get Anette in the final.
Woo, definitely. I'm manifesting it for you.
Thank you.
That's my part in this.
Thank you.
But also, Anton's going to tidy his dressing room
Yeah.
from now onwards, aren't you?
Yeah.
You let me know how you get on telling him.
Yeah.
And no, we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule today. So thank you so incredibly much. It's the brilliant Anton and Anette, everyone.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Huge thank you, Anton and Anette, from this year's Dancing on Ice. And a huge thank you to you at home for joining me every week and supporting me. It's so appreciated. Thank you. Now, I will see you same time, same place next week. Stay safe. I'm Hayley Palmer, and I'll see you then.